Dahmer.
So we all half watched it. Well, you fully watched the whole Jeffrey Dahmer documentary.
1 day or a day and a half.
Was it interesting to you?
She was too bitch to watch it. I mean, too coochie to watch it.
I couldn't watch it at nighttime though.
Did y'all?
What do you think's gonna happen? Your neighbor's gonna come and kill you?
I promise you. And I think one of you was on the phone when it happened to me. I promise you, when I was watching that fucking show, people were ding dong ditching my house and knocking at my door and doing some weird shit. And I would look in the peephole and there'd be no fucking buddy there. I was really fucking scared.
It was Jeffrey, the one who kills gay men.
I'm a
You're
gay
not
woman,
his type.
and I fuck gay men.
I feel like the fact that you guys, anyone watched this show and didn't become super scared of their fucking neighbors is like.
I just was watching my new neighbors moving across the hall, and I wasn't scared.
I don't like. To me, okay, I'm sensitive. I cried a lot of stuff. So I cried on the first episode of Dahmer. And the scene I cried at is at the end of the episode when that black lady comes out the house screaming, talking about, I told y'all, I call y'all every day about the smell. I heard the noise. And if y'all go look at like the actual stuff that's not in the movie, is she was calling every fucking day about the smell. She was calling about the noise. One time he had a little 14 or 12-year-old boy there, and she was seeing him in his underwear and shit. She called the police. The police came there. Jeffrey told them, like, no, this is my boyfriend. He's of age, da-da-da-da. And they gave the little boy back to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey fucking killed him. There's so many times that they fucking gave people back to him. There was one time that...
Yeah, right here it says, he killed a total of 15 young men and 2 14-year-old boys in a murder spree that lasted nearly 4.5 years.
And he was keeping the body parts in his apartment. There's one thing that I was reading, and it's not, I don't know if it's on here or not.
He killed an 18-year-old, 25-year-old, 14-year-old,
he was doing this twice, 3 times a year. And that's what I was wondering when I was watching it. Like, I wish they were showing, like, how close together was he doing this. Because when you hear about, besides, like, Ted Bundy and shit, people are doing this, like, every 4 years, every 3 years. This nigga's catching a body, like, 2-3 times a year.
I mean, he took a break. He killed Stephen Hicks, 18, in 1978.
That was his first killing, and
then he didn't
on.
kill another one until 1987.
Yeah,
so he took a whole 9-year break.
But he was 18 years old. So he was. It was either he was 16, I think, or 18. Because the first time,
right there, 18.
That's the age of the person he killed.
You talking about him?
Yeah, that's the age of the person. I think Jeffrey Dahmer was 18.
He was 18.
Because the first time he tried to kill somebody was when he was 16, and there was a jogger in his neighborhood that he was plotting on, and he put a fitted cap on, got in the bushes, and that nigga ain't run that day, so he couldn't catch his body. And it's like, fuck.
He took a 9-year break. That's not bad.
This
and then he started killing
ridiculous. 3
once a year is not that crazy. 365 days, you only kill one person.
Once a year, but he's not just killing people. He's sedating them with sleeping pills, raping them, dismembering them, keeping the body parts in his apartment, eating them, and making sandwiches for his neighbors.
He really went crazy in 1991. That boy was going his damn.
And then
he killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
people.
Hold on, maybe more.
Just to make this moment.
1991 is when he did most of his killing. He killed 8 people. He went crazy in 1991.
How do you kill 8 people and have 8 bodies rotting in your apartment?
Is he the GOAT serial killer? Is he better than Ted Bundy?
Fuck no. Ted Bundy was a raw ass nigga. Sorry to the victims.
I mean, they're not even alive anymore.
But their families.
They're like their families. I don't mean to say like Ted Bundy was very raw for killing.
No, their families, a lot of their families are coming out and wanting to sue Netflix because 1, they're having to go through it all over again, and 2, they're not getting paid. This is one of the top, besides Squid Games, one of the top getting the money or whatever, like viewings, and they're not getting nothing from it, which they should. Because it's their stories.
His dad wrote a book, and I believe 40% of the earnings from it go to the victims of the family. And I don't know if it was me.
I don't like the dad in the show. He was just on there snitching. You gonna ride for your son or what?
But really, I think that the reason why
I would have got my son help.
The reason why he's so sick in the head was because at the beginning it says that mom was so fucking addicted. She was on like 28 pills at one time.
Freaking.
My bad. She was on like 28 pills at one time. Think about what that does to a fetus. He's probably was messed up in the head from jump.
Actually,
I know a young lady who was doing fentanyl while she had her baby. Hopefully her baby doesn't turn into a serial killer.
So don't think I know a lot of crack babies. I know a lot of people.
I was a crack baby.
Hey, I'm very close to one actually, physically, not metaphorically. I know a lot of people who grew up in broken homes. I know a lot of people who have been abused. I know a lot of people who've been raped. I know a lot of people who've been homeless, and they did not turn into cannibal serial killers.
But were there?
No, that's different from changing the chemistry of your brain.
But they said he was normal until he had some hernia behind his head removed. And then when he went to the first grade, he was different, like just acted different.
You're talking about.
I feel like that's when you start building, like London, she just started building her personality in kindergarten. So it's like, how can you really exactly tell, like, unless it was a really big difference? But like, that's when they start building.
It was a really like a drastic change in his behavior and how he acted and how he reacted to people and like his whole like everything.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. You know, people who also had these similar traumas in their childhoods, but they also weren't little white boys in the 80s. You know, I feel like it's a little different.
It's a little different to be a privileged person in a time where racism is at its peak, because all the little black boys that was happening to also couldn't go to school and be comfortable, couldn't walk down the street and be comfortable, didn't see any reflections of them on TV, on the radio, or anything. Everything that they liked was hated. Even the reason all these people were able to be killed because they were gay black men. So you telling me that a little white boy in the 80s had a hard time doesn't mean anything to me when I don't know any fucking cannibalist black men from the 80s doing the same shit because they had a harder time. Their parents had a harder time just 20 years ago. They were probably fucking slaves. Getting lynched and shit.
You think, Carson? You think his serial killing comes from privilege?
Oh, his ability to get away with killing all these people for so long is a privilege.
No,
they didn't care about it being gay men. They didn't care about it being black people.